Hello everyone, this is Steve, Firelight Steve. Hey, I am going to make a video today. I haven't made a video for a long time, and it's about time I make one. Today I'm going to make a lard lamp, and I'm just going to show you how the process is to making a lard lamp. But first of all, let's talk about the two different types of fuel that I use, because it is all fuel. Therefore, these are all lamps. They really are. I know on the website it says small candle, extra large candle, but hey, they're lamps. Let's call it like they are. So, how do you burn olive oil? Okay, and how do you burn lard? Well, I have answered that question. It took me a whole year to develop it, but I've been grateful for all the people that have bought my products and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. We're really happy to share this with the world. So, here we go. How do you burn olive oil? Well, let me show you how. Okay. There it is, right there. Okay. Now, this is the lard lamp that we're going to put together. Okay. This is olive oil, and it's the Walmart brand, great value. It costs about $7, $8, $9 depending on where the price tag is on this. Sometimes they're clear up to, it's pretty expensive. I mean, $6.78 or $7.88, anywhere in that range for just a 1 pint, like 25 fluid ounces. But your lard in a 16-ounce tub is $2.14, and this will last just as long, if not longer, than one of these bottles of olive oil. So I kind of like this price tag a lot better than $8. $2 versus $8. Yeah, I like the lard a lot better. So, back to the question, how do you light olive oil? Well, you light it with a lighter. Let's just see. Let's see if we can light a lamp. Okay. And we'll just take a regular old lighter. Okay. And let's see if we can pull this out and light. It's been soaking in olive oil for, well, a year, half a year. So you just light it. Well, as you know from the other video, it doesn't light very good with a regular lighter. So, you either have to have a torch, like this one, and light it, or you have to use some lamp oil. This is lamp oil, and a little squeeze bottle. So you put some lamp oil inside of a squeeze bottle, and you have some lamp oil. That's what I call an accelerant, okay? So, that's what I did. And then you take your accelerant and you take the lid off, which I include one of these squeeze bottles with every order. And you put your accelerant on top of your wick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 4 drops. Then you take your regular lighter, and what you're doing is you're placing a flame. You're placing a flame right on top of that Foreverwick, because that's carbon felt. Carbon felt doesn't burn. How do you get a welding blanket to burn when it doesn't burn? That's why we call it a Foreverwick. Well, that's how you do it. You put a little bit of accelerant on there, and voila, you got yourself a flame. All right? This is an extra large candle, and it also has a Foreverwick in it. Okay, and same deal. You can either sit there and try to put a flame on it, or you can use a torch. I like these torches. They're pretty neat. They're about $4, and you can just torch it, and that'll work too. Or you can take your accelerant, and you can put 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. Okay, and then you can take your little torch or whatever, or anything, and voila, you've got a flame. Okay, Let's move to the next one. This is a small candle, and it also has a Foreverwick in it. And same deal. This will light it. I like these. Or you can use the accelerant, which 1, 2, 3, 4. And to tell you the truth, I will never run out of accelerant. 4 drops at a time. It will last me probably the rest of my life. I'll write it up in an inheritance somewhere. Somebody can get my lamp oil when I'm dead. Because that's how much lamp oil I'm not going to use. You know what I mean? So there you go. Voila, you have a flame. And then here's another candle. Same type deal. You bring it out. And let's light this one with the torch. Takes a lot longer. A lot longer. That's because carbon felt doesn't burn. What you're trying to do is you're trying to heat up the olive oil so that the olive oil gases will burn. And that's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to do. Just trying to heat up that olive oil so it'll burn. That's all you're trying to do. And it'll build on itself. The flame will build on itself. So basically, you get some really nice flames. Let's talk about the tubing. The tubing is anything 1.5 inch tall. Oil does not like to climb past the 1.5 inches tall. So this is a piece of steel, and I cut it at, it's a 1/2 inch tubing. First of all, you get this 1/2 inch tubing at your hardware store. It's 1/2 inch tubing, and it's got the right inside diameter. Okay, and it's 1.5 inches tall. So basically, you just need to stand this tubing up and put it inside your liquid. It needs to be inside. It doesn't need to be clear up here at the top of a lid or anything like that. It has to be resting down inside the liquid, this 1.5 inch tubing. Okay? So any way you want to stand it up, use your imagination. That's all this is. Any way you want to stand it up. This is basically a piece of longer copper that I used, and I cut them down with a hacksaw. That's pretty cool. And then I wrap some wire around it, and of course I flange the top, and the only reason I put the flange on the top is so that I can bring this up out of the vessel with a handle. That's the only reason for the flange, is just because you can bring it up out of a vessel. Okay, that's that. So there you go. There's one more that I didn't show you. That's a Lard. It's just a Lard lamp out of a 8-ounce tin. Now I normally don't burn 8-ounce bottles because it won't melt. These won't melt the lard all the way to the edge. That's why I go with my 4-ounce bottles, and it melts it all the way down with the lard. But with the tin, hey man, the tin gets really hot. Therefore, you have to put something underneath it. You have to put something underneath it. You know what I mean? So you don't burn your table. Okay. So let's light the Lard lamp. Again, we're going from a solid, and it'll burn down to a liquid. Or it'll just go out. There you go. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start making this Lard lamp that I promised you. Okay, let's start making this Lard lamp. Here we go. Take yourself a 4-ounce little jar. Take yourself some $2.14 little 16-ounce tub of lard. Of course, you open it up with the seal. Take the seal off and everything. Then you up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Then you take and you scrape out a great big old piece like that. real easy to work with, real nice, and super easy. I always take my thumb and kind of take it off with like that, and then you take another one about like this. Two big things of, you just kind of scoop it out. Really, I can't really say teaspoon or tablespoon. It's just kind of two big scoops, I guess you could say, with a plastic spoon. And that's good enough right there. That's good enough right there. See? 2 big scoops with a plastic spoon, and you're done. Okay? You're done. Now, we're done with that part. The next part is you need to take it to the stove, and you need to melt it down on your stove. And I'll show you how to do that right now. And first of all, we need to wipe it off like that. Wipe this off, wipe that off, and voila. And my hands don't even feel greasy. For some reason, lard is way better for your skin. It doesn't even feel like you've got, you know how Crisco is like yuck, but lard's not like that. Lard's like, yay, it's good for your skin. It feels good, and there's no mess. It's easier to clean up, and don't spill. All right, so let's go melt this down. I'll show you how to melt this down. Okay. So basically, what you do is you take a pot that is, any pot will work, and you put a little bit of water in there. Okay. Then you place your vessel in the water like that. Okay. And then you turn it on high, and you wait for this to heat up, and you watch that melt. And as soon as that gets melted enough to where you can stick something down in it, you're done. You don't have to boil. You don't have to boil anything. I'll bring you back as soon as I see where it should be. Okay. Let's pause you for a second. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and it's coming to a royal boil, a rolling boil, and my lard is just about melted enough to where I can work with it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove off. Okay, it's off now, and that's hot enough. Let's take that baby out of there, huh? Maybe we'll take it out of there. Let's see how you do that. You very carefully do it. Very carefully. Very carefully. That's hot. Let me rethink this one. I'll come back to you. Okay, I'm back. So the stove has settled down quite a bit because I turned the burner off. My lard is melted enough, and I went and got my lid. And so basically what I want to do is I want to put my lid on like this. I want to put my lid on. I'm going to screw it like that. And then I'll take my lid out and put it down like that. That works. That way I'm not burning my hands on that hot glass. Okay? And my water has settled down because I turned the heater off. So let's go back to the other table now. Okay? There we go. Okay. That was interesting. Here we go. I had to figure out how to take that out of hot boiling water. So basically what I did is I put my lid on and I picked it up out and set it down on something beside the stove. So the lid's not hot, but the glass is. So that's how you get away with not burning yourself and taking it out of water. So basically let's take this back off. And now let's make an insert and put it in there. Okay? So let's do that. Let me pause it for a second. Okay, so I've got some wire here, and I'm going to measure it at 24 inches, which that's from the middle of this table to the edge. Okay, then I'm going to snip it off with my snippers. Okay, then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my copper that I already prepared. It's 1.5 inches tall. Okay, I know I have flanges on both sides, and I have a hole at the top of it. If you can see that hole right at the top, I use that hole and I put my wire inside that hole, just like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just like that. So there's about 6 wraps on there. See? I know. So, see, there's 6 wraps on there. And on the other side, you can see it's still in that hole. See? So, I take my snips and I just kind of snip off that piece right there, just like that. And voila! Now it slides up and down, kind of, just like that. Make it slide up and down. You don't have to make it slide up and down. I like to. You don't have to, just like that. Then you take your jig that you made, 5 inches tall. It's a 2-inch dowel. You cut. I showed you how to do this in another video. And then you put a groove. You just need to buy one of mine. Anyways, that there, you place the whole thing right in that jig, see? Then you just basically you keep going the same way that you wrapped it. And you just keep wrapping it round and round. Once and twice. Just like that. And then come up with the handle. That didn't work out so good. Boy, I'm getting rusty. I'm getting rusty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it off a little bit like this, like that, and then up with the handle like that, so then I have a longer handle. Alright, I did that. So there you go. Then you take a mop head from Walmart and you cut 5 strands off the mop head. That seems to be the cheaper way to go. Okay? And then you just stick this up through the bottom. I think I got company coming in the front door. I'm going to pause it because I got company coming in the front door. So I put 5 strands of cotton up through there. See? And then I take this handle and kind of twist it with my needle nose. And I twist it to the right. Just like that, see? It works. So see, you got a twisted handle like that. And you just stick it right down in there like this. Just stick it right down in there. Here we go. Stick it right down in there. Just like that. Voila. Voila, you got yourself a lamp. Sort of. Oh, you do. You got a lamp. Just like that. Just like that, okay? You have a lamp. So that's what it looks like. You have lard that's all melted, and you make your insert, and you stick your insert in there, and that's what it looks like. Just like that. That's about the level of liquid that you want. You don't want it any higher because it'll cover up your wick. That's a lot of hours. That's more than 8 hours worth of burn time. A lot more than 8 hours. Lard seems to burn. Well, no, it's about 8 hours. This is about 8 hours worth of burn time. And you can always add two or three little teaspoons to it and keep it going. It's really easy to work with. I like lard. I like working with lard. And nice thing about this, you can light it with a regular lighter. Well, you can for the first time. You see how I had to light this one. I had to use accelerant, or I had to use a torch, because they just don't light very good. But here comes my company. Okay, so I lit this with a regular lighter, and this is a brand new wick and a brand new lamp. So what you want to do is you want to kind of make that flame go down a little bit, because it's too much of a flame is too much. And these little things from Harbor Freight, these are cool. I don't know what they are, like little toothpick type thing, like little dental toothpick things. Man, they work great. So let's only use one end, not the other end. So basically, what you want to do is you want to squish it down just a little bit, and make your flame about 1 inch tall. You don't want your flame any higher than 1 inch. You can see the rest of these. Very, very successful. No smoke and no... Very, very nice. Strong 1 inch hard flame. And that's what you want. A nice 1 inch flame. This little tool is pretty cool. A little awl will work too. But there's your lard lamp and do-it-yourself lard lamp. Do-it-yourself Foreverwick. I call it a Foreverwick lard lamp because really... the whole time I've been burning with my lard lamps with cotton wicks, goodness sakes, I haven't gone through cotton wick. And they seem to burn forever. So whatever. So we're good. Here's your lard lamp right there. And go to my website and order a couple of them. www.dnffarms.com. And Firelight Steve out. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.